Who replaced Evan Piell on the Jedi Council? Evan Piell died, and he was thrown in lava, and he melted. Of course, he was killed by an Anuba. Obviously, They didn't just kill him by throwing him in lava. He was killed by an Anuba, and Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi put Evan Piell in lava to, honor him, to melt him down, basically. Now, I think that Evan Piell was replaced by Coleman Kaj. I believe that Coleman Kaj probably took Evan Piell's seat on the Jedi Council. And the reason I believe that is because Evan Piell died in season 3, and we see Coleman Kaj on the Jedi Council in season 4. Now, season 5. Season 5. We see Coleman Kaj on the Jedi Council in season 5. Now, I don't recall if we saw Coleman Kaj on the Jedi Council in season 4 or season 3. I don't think we did. I'm pretty sure we didn't. I mean, I'm really trying to think here. Maybe I need to remake this video if I check and see that I'm wrong, but I don't think we did. So I think it was Coleman Kaj who replaced Evan Piell on the Jedi Council. Now, furthermore, to back up this theory, in this Jedi Council scene right here is from season 6. It's when Plo Koon has discovered Sifo Dyas's crash ship and lightsaber. So Plo Koon is right here in the center. That empty seat is Plo Koon's seat. And then we have Mace Windu, Yoda, Ki-Adi-Mundi. Now, Plo Koon, Mace Windu, Ki-Adi-Mundi, and Yoda were obviously on the Jedi Council from way before even the Phantom Menace, so obviously none of them were the ones to replace Evan Piell. Obi-Wan Kenobi was on the Jedi Council as early as season 2 of the Clone Wars, so we know for a fact that he did not replace Evan Piell because Evan Piell died in season 3. Obi-Wan Kenobi was on the Jedi Council as early as season 2. And of course, I guess in some new canon books, we see that Obi-Wan Kenobi actually replaced Coleman Trevor on the Jedi Council. By the way, I think they gave Obi-Wan Kenobi a Jedi Council seat way too easily. I think I would have, if I had written the stories, I would have had it so that Obi-Wan Kenobi got his Jedi Council seat after season 5. I would have had Obi-Wan Kenobi replace Adi Gallia because him fighting off Savage Opress and Darth Maul is very impressive, and of course the fact that Savage Opress killed Adi Gallia means that her seat is empty, so I would have had Obi-Wan Kenobi take Adi Gallia's seat, but that's not what happened. In real life, Obi-Wan Kenobi just took Coleman Trevor's seat, and he was on the Jedi Council pretty early, but we know for a fact that Obi-Wan Kenobi did not replace Evan Piell because the timeline doesn't fit, and for the reasons I described. So it was not Obi-Wan Kenobi. Saesee Tin and Alpo Rancisis were on the Jedi Council from way before the Phantom Menace. They were on the Jedi Council for a long time, so neither of them replaced Evan Piell. Shaak Ti and Kit Fisto did not replace Evan Piell because Shaak Ti was on the Jedi Council from Attack of the Clones, before Attack of the Clones, so we know she didn't replace Evan Piell. And Kit Fisto, it wasn't him because he's on the Jedi Council in season 2 and also season 1, I believe. And so with Kit Fisto, he would not have replaced Evan Piell because he's on the Jedi Council in season 2 and season 1, and Evan Piell died in season 3. Eeth Koth, he was on the Jedi Council from before the Phantom Menace, so it's not him. It's not him. He was around before. He did not replace Evan Piell. So the only possibility here is Coleman Kaj. Coleman Kaj is the only one who could have replaced Evan Piell on the Jedi Council. So there we go. Coleman Kaj is the only one who could have replaced Evan Piell on the Jedi Council. It was him. Definitively him. Now I have a few more thoughts. First of all, I really like Evan Piell. I wish he hadn't died. They should not have killed him off after just 3 episodes. That was just like, what are you doing? Like, come on. I like the little moments that he had, though, because they gave him some good moments. But no, they should not have killed him off after 3 episodes. With Evan Piell, I would have had him appear in many more episodes, and then I would have had him die eventually. I would have had him in the Son of Dathomir arc, and as I said, I would not have had the Sifo Dyas episode or the Yoda episodes in season 6. I would have just had the Son of Dathomir episodes instead, and I would have had Evan Piell fight Darth Maul, and I would have had Darth Maul kill Evan Piell. I would have had Evan Piell die at the hands of Darth Maul in season 6. Now, With Evan Peele's death, I think they wove it into the story. It was way too convenient. He just gets mauled and gored by an Anuba. But I will say the Anubas are fairly formidable creatures. They gave Darth Maul a really hard time. They had him pinned to the floor. They gave Anakin Skywalker a really hard time. They had him pinned to the floor. Um, so yes, the Anubas are dangerous creatures, and Evan Peel was caught off guard because he had his lightsaber literally inserted into a crab droid. He was still stabbing a crab droid when the Anuba attacked, so he had little time to react. And it's a real life situation where something dramatic happens, and of course, there's no reaction time because you're caught off guard. So it's a situation. And in terms of Evan Peele's death in Legends, I never liked Evan Peele's death in Legends either. It was just not good. So yes, Coleman Kosh is the one who replaced Evan Piell on the Jedi Council. And as a side note, the empty seat right here between Saesee Tiin and Obi-Wan Kenobi, that's Adi Galia's seat, because Adi Galia died in season 5. This is season 6. This picture right here is season 6. So Adi Galia died in season 5, so her seat still has not been filled yet. Now, I made a similar video to what I'm about to say, but Plo Koon, Mace Windu, Yoda, Obi-Wan, Plo Koon, Mace Windu, Yoda, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Saesee Tiin, Shakti, and Kit Fisto and Coleman Kaj are all in Revenge of the Sith on the Jedi Council. They're all on the Jedi Council in Revenge of the Sith. But Apo Rancisis and Eth Koth are not on the Jedi Council in Revenge of the Sith. However, we find out that Apo Rancisis actually survived Order 66 because he's on the list of Jedi survivors in the Charles Soule Darth Vader comics. By the way, I would have just had Apo Rancisis' death in Legends. He died on Seleucami. He was killed by Sora Bulk in Legends. I mean, that death was, I guess, okay, but I still didn't like it too much. I would have had Apo Rancisis die in the Son of Dathomir. I would have had Apo Rancisis fight Darth Maul and die at the hands of Darth Maul along with Evan Piell. But yes, obviously I didn't write the Clone Wars, so I can't make those decisions, but that's how I would have done it. But as it turns out, Apo Rancisis is actually still alive as of now. So, but he is not on the Jedi Council in Revenge of the Sith, so we can guess that maybe he just left the Jedi Council, or maybe who knows what happened. But clearly he's not on the Jedi Council in Revenge of the Sith. Now with Eth Koth, we know that he was kicked off the Jedi Council. He said he was kicked out of the Jedi Council, and he seemed to have some resentment towards the Jedi because he was kicked off the Jedi Council before Revenge of the Sith during the Clone Wars, which I wonder if we'll get a backstory on that. That would be a very interesting backstory. By the way, I would have just had Eth Koth die at the hands of General Grievous when he was captured by General Grievous. Like in the episode where he was captured by General Grievous, I would have had General Grievous just kill Eth Koth because that shows how dangerous and formidable General Grievous is. To capture Jedi Council member and kill him, like, I know General Grievous was trying to torture him slowly, but I would just have General Grievous kill Eth Koth. Now, or maybe I would have just had it so that when Eth Koth was shot down on Geonosis, I would have just had Eth Koth die then. Who knows? But the point is, oh, by the way, for those of you who don't know, so Eth Koth was kicked out of the Jedi Council for reasons unknown as of now. We don't know those reasons yet. Maybe we will in a future story. But Eth Koth was kicked off the Jedi Council, and he went away. He got married, he became a priest, and he had a daughter. And of course, Darth Vader and the Inquisitors tracked down Eth Koth. They kidnapped his daughter and they killed Eth Koth. So Eth Koth died after Revenge of the Sith. But yes, he was killed. Now, there's also the question of Depa Billaba, because I believe Depa Billaba is actually on the Jedi Council in Dark Disciple. However, she's not on the Jedi Council of Revenge of the Sith. So they clearly mess things up with Depa Bilala's story too, because when you consider that the Bad Batch first episode with Depa Bilala is very different from the comics that were already established, and it shows a very completely different scene in which she dies, and completely different story for Kanan and Jarrus as well. So yes, they didn't keep that very straight, and they didn't keep the continuity very well. So not good. But Depa Bilala being around complicates things, because in Legends they got rid of Depa Bilala, but in a very inconclusive and open-ended way. So what they did to her in Legends was Depa Bilala turned to the dark side in Legends, and she eventually, like, I don't remember exactly what happened, but she turned to the dark side, and then she came back to the Jedi Temple, and she was recovering. She was recovering, and she was going through rehab, but it's assumed that, and of course, when she was going through the rehab, she was removed from the Jedi Council, but she was still going through rehab, and she was still alive. But it's assumed that while she was in rehab, Order 66 happened, and she probably died then. But of course, in canon, she is still around. So, okay, this is getting to be a longer video than I thought it would be, but the point is, I'm going to assume that Adi Galia's empty seat, was probably taken by Stas Ali. Stas Ali most likely replaced Adi Galia. Whereas Eth Koth, after he was kicked out, his seat was probably taken by Ajan Kolar, which would mean that after Operansis left the Jedi Council, or whatever happened to him, that empty seat was left empty, and Anakin Skywalker took Operansis' empty seat, which would make 12, the 12 that we saw in Revenge of the Sith. So I think that's what happened. Now, or it's possible that Depa Bilala being briefly away, the Jedi Council gave her seat to Anakin Skywalker to fill temporarily, because Anakin Skywalker was just supposed to be a temporary representative for Chancellor Palpatine on the Jedi Council, which is really messed up, but yes. So that's what I think happened to Evan Piell's seat and 2 other seats.